Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you to this video where I'm going to talk to you how to find land for your container homes or for your off-grid campers when it comes to living full-time or for prepping or for real estate investing for Airbnbs or anything like that. Pretty much probably a quarter of the time I spend with customers, or even a little bit, maybe a little bit less than that, I help you guys find properties for your units because some people have no idea on where to go. So hopefully this video will benefit you, but I am no guru at the real estate industry. I just do some very simple steps on how I find these properties. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm generally in Utah is where I am, but a great demand of people that are buying our units are in Texas and Arizona right now. We have a lot of people who do build or place our units up in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Texas, Arizona, and Florida. So those are the areas that are the most popular places to place our units right now. Others are scattered in other states, but I'm just giving you an idea. Those are the most popular. So right now, I want to go to Texas. Here's the location I'm going to go to. Now here's the state of Texas. Now it really depends on what you want to do, but when it comes to living full-time in Texas, it's really hard to get a container home. I'm just going to zoom in here. Actually, I was in Dallas just about a week ago, and Dallas is really busy city. It was a nightmare to drive a 40-foot container on a trailer through Dallas. So, but thing is, when you're in city limits, it's really hard to get accepted by the city for a container home. And there's something I need to teach you guys before I get started on this presentation. When you talk to the city, don't ever mention the word tiny home. Don't mention container home. Only mention these phrases to them. Mention, I want to build a manufactured home, or I want to place an ADU dwelling in my backyard. So if you're going to place this in your backyard, call it an ADU dwelling, which is called an accessory dwelling unit, because that's where majority of the states now in the United States are starting to accept accessory dwelling units, which is a secondary home in a backyard. Now, when it comes to a container home, we can zone those as a manufactured home or an ADU dwelling. And the government is a one-minded direction where on their code books, they prefer to only have something called a manufactured home. And so don't confuse them by saying, oh, I got a container home, because that may not be in their code books. So please keep that in mind as we look for properties. Now, when you are looking for a place to place a container home, you can place it within the city limits, like in Dallas, as long as the house is able to fit an accessory dwelling unit in the back. Now that's more for investors. If an investor wants to get enough room in the back of the home to place a container, you can do that. Now what you need to do is go to this tab that says more. And what you're going to do is, I'm kind of going backwards now because I'm now talking to investors. But when you want to place an ADU dwelling in the backyard, you need to make sure you have the lot size. Generally, what I have found has been the most convenient lot size is a minimum of half an acre. All right, so you need to find at least a half an acre of land, because, or sometimes a third could be okay, but half an acre has been really easy for cities to accept. Generally in the area to have ADU dwellings. If your house is too small, it may be a little bit harder. But if you really want to squeeze it, you can just go to maybe the quarter of an acre, but don't go any less than quarter of an acre on your property to place an ADU dwelling in the backyard. Because generally they want to have anywhere from 5 to 10 feet of setbacks, which is spacing between the house and the fence, or the ADU dwelling and the fence, in order to legally place it in your backyard for an additional income. So now if you do that, now this is the second thing. Don't just buy a regular house and then place the ADU dwelling in the back. You should look for a fixer-upper. And so what I do is I go to the keywords down here, and you can type in keywords on here like fixer upper. Done. Now there's not a lot in Dallas, but for a quarter of an acre minimum. So if we click on here, man, $370,000. And do they even have any pictures of this place? They don't even have any pictures. Huh. So we have to go and look at it. My seller has 3 acres of land here. The home has cute character and needs remodeling, but it's a great chance to put your own touches in your own home. So the thing is with this house, guys, it's a minimum of a quarter acre. Does it say? I guess it is 3 acres. And with this house, you have the potential. It looks beautiful with the trees and everything. Wish they had more pictures. But what you do is you can buy a place like this, guys, remodel the house, place an accessory dwelling unit in the back. In Texas, actually, is really easy going on many of their zoning apartments to place ADU dwellings, because we placed plenty for that reason. But do that, and then you can easily not only increase the value of your land by remodeling this house and adding a renter to this, but you can add another rental on the back as an accessory dwelling unit, and now you're doubling your revenue on this property by having 2 units being rented out. So it's a great way to rent your home. I'm going to create another video someday that talks about good ways to invest in these, because I have investors who've had a lot of good success renting these units out. But that's a great strategy, is you just go around and look for fixer-uppers, and then you go to the keywords fixer-upper or remodel work, because they're going to have different keyword phrases in the listings that is going to, yeah, nobody even puts a keyword remodel work in here, or just wrote remodel. All right, now the hard part about this is when it says remodel, you're going to find houses that are already fixed up with that keyword. So you may have to do a lot more digging to find something that is a fixer-upper. And maybe one more keyword I can show you before I go on to the next subject is if you get, let's minimize this, you're going to look for gut out. Or maybe gutted. Okay, because there's some properties where basically they have been gutted out. Oh, but this one's been remodeled. Never mind. But obviously they probably already gutted it out there. But usually if you have the word gutted, that means someone's gutted it out and the house is down to its studs, to its frame. But I know the remodel market is so competitive right now, it's hard to find a place that is gutted out. So even this one right here, let's see here, home is completely gutted and being sold as is. All right, there's a great I only had to look at a few listings to finally get there, but so this is a great example. But again, why aren't they showing any pictures? That's annoying me. But guys, here's another one. It's $230,000, and you got a house that has a minimum of a quarter of an acre, unless it has a lot more than that. Oh, this property listing includes 3 lots. That's actually really good. So you can actually place 3 units around here, or ADU dwellings as well. Wow, actually, this is a really good potential. So whoever's watching this video, you might want to jump on this one. It's in 4225 Avenue M, Fort Worth, Texas. So really good potential. So, but yeah, basically finish this house that has been gutted out, place another container home here to rent out and make some money on it. Now, many people wonder, why am I not doing this? I'm running a manufactured business, building these container homes. I don't have time to go across the country remodeling homes. So, so this is your opportunity to do something like this. Now, let's get away from investing. Let's go to living. So what if you want to find a property that you can live in, that you can place one of these units on? Well, first, if you want to live in the property, you could buy this home I just showed you, and you can live in this house after you remodel it, and place a container home in the back and rent it out if you want. That's one of the first options you can do. The second one is if you want to place a shipping container in the city limits. That's going to get really hard, but it is possible. But generally, cities are requiring you to get at least 1,200 square feet of a home within city limits, because they have usually a minimum square footage. So you need to ask them, what's the minimal square footage? Now, what I also like to do is when you go to home type, if you're going to go into Dallas, either you look for a home that is in distress, that needs to be bulldozed, and you can put a new house there. But by the looks of it, there's not a lot of remodel homes on Zillow right now. So what I do is you take all this stuff out and go back over here. What are the stuff I clicked on? The minimum acreage, and I'm going to get rid of the word gutted, and I'm going to click done. I have at least a quarter of an acre of land. So now you have lots. I'm only looking for lots and land now to place a container home on. And if I do it in the Dallas area, you are going, whoa, that's better. Is this a lot? This one's $575,000 for 0.34 acres. Oh, it's a development property in the heart of West Dallas. But oh my goodness, the prices are expensive. So I'm in Utah, and you could buy a lot for like half an acre for like $100,000. That's why I'm choking up a little bit here, guys. Whoever's in Dallas, you would understand. 3.5 million for minimum. Let's actually change the lot size. The maximum lot size is 2 acres. Okay, let's see if that minimizes anything. Not really. Now let's go to price and change that. Let's see if there is a maximum price of $100,000. All right, because a lot of customers I talk to only have a budget up to $100,000 for properties. So this is helping us out. I don't know what the neighborhoods are like, but this looks like a nice little lot right here. This one is 0.32 acres for $65,000. This looks actually a nice spot, actually, with trees and place to put a container home. This looks really good. Let's just go over here, this side. I'm just going to a random spot for $98,000. Another beautiful lot. So all I did is I narrowed my search, and I made sure I have maybe a maximum 2 acres, minimum a quarter of an acre, and then only look at lots of land for a maximum of $100,000. And now I got these areas working out. So you just got to talk to the city first, make sure they're cool with it, and then you can place your container home. Now, my stuff I build is off-grid with solar, but if you're within the city limits, the city is going to require you to hook up to the city utilities, such as the electrical and the plumbing and sewage lines. It is required within the city limits of any city, pretty much. But if you go to the outskirts of town and you're outside of Dallas, out in the countryside, usually when you're in small towns like this, I'm just looking at an example here. If you're in smaller towns, they are a lot more lenient and able to allow you to be off-grid, where you may not even have to hook up to city utilities. They just require you to put it on a foundation. All right. If you really want to go more out in the country, away from the city, say something like this. This actually looks like a perfect place. With a place like this, you most likely will be able to be off-grid. And now this is where I'm going to get to on land size. Now, if you're in an area with a lot that is a minimum of 1 acre of land, what I've learned from cities, and let's just say no max, if you have a minimum of 1 acre of land, usually out in the country, for some reason the zoning department allows you to have an off-grid unit without tying to the utilities. and I've done this many times in a lot of other cities. And look at this, for a maximum of $100,000, minimum of an acre of land, there's barely anything in the Dallas area. But look at all this land in the outskirts of the city. And who wants to live in the city anyway? I live out in the country myself on 3 acres of land, and I enjoy being out in the country. So this is a great way to find. Oh, look, someone even has a cargo container on their property. And so, you know, what's this land about? Any description? Not really any description. That's kind of funny. But $90,000 for 1.71 acres. So again, guys, if you're just more out in the country, it's a lot more easier going to get a more affordable land and stuff like that. Now, here's another thing I recommend you to do is to find land with a well, because wells are expensive and it's nice to find something that already has a well. So well, just put that in there on the keywords. All right, let's see what this one says. Come and see for yourself how amazing this 1.5 acre deed restricted area for your new custom home. Enjoy the county lifestyle and your family have always dreamed, sought after. Located slightly sloped to the rear as well. See, they took the word well, but then it's not talking about actual well. Dang it. Actually, you know what? We might have to raise the price a little bit because wells are expensive. So let's go to $150,000 just for kicks. All right, now we're gonna find a property that has a well included. A creek runs through it. Build your beautiful dream home on the front section, density treed lot. Build a hidden mother-in-law, man cave, or she shed on the other side. I just want to see if they got a well. If not, no, they don't. No well. Another way to get a keyword in here is well included, if they actually type it in that way. All right, let's try this out. Let's go to this one right here. No, I don't see a well in there. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a really boring video, but let me try a couple more times. But again, you got 1.5 acres of land, 145,000. Really nice out in the country. This is an easy place to place a container home. Very easy. All right, let's see here. Okay, it says it has the opportunity to put a well in, but they do not have a well included. So that's a bummer. Okay, well, I'm going to give up on that, but guys, you just got to search around and play with it until you find something that actually has a well included, because it's nice when the well is already there, because then that really saves you a lot of headache from getting the water rights and finding a driller to go out there. And wells are getting really expensive, and the government's getting more restrictive on wells these days. So that's my heads up to you, is just do the best you can to find a property that actually has a well included. It's a big factor. Now, speaking of wells, when it comes to not just living full-time in a container home, if you're more of a prepper that needs all the resources you need to survive, I would recommend you to look at water, like a waterfront. All right, and so I just clicked on water on the search and I clicked done. Now for preppers, water, even if you have a well included, I'm gonna sound like a prepper now, so those who are listening can laugh at me all you want, but what if a natural disaster happened? Like even in Lake Powell is drying up because of the drought. So what if your water level dissipates from your well, and now you can no longer pump out of your well because the water's gone? So, and I guess the same could happen with your waterfront property, but I'm just giving you more of a guarantee that you have water right there in front of you. So if you are, or what if your well breaks in a natural disaster? and you just can't pump water out of your well, it's going to be harder for you to get the water from your home. So what if you click on something like this? This is a property that actually has a water source nearby. Looking for a beautiful lot or land with great lake views? Look no further. Build your dream home or weekend getaway on this 1,636, I think that's wrong, acre with a spectacular view of the lake lot. Yeah, I think, 1.636. Sorry guys, I feel stupid. I thought that was a comma on there, but it's my screen that is dirty. So yeah, about 1.5 acres that you have there, and you got water property nearby. So the reason why I'm telling you this, you could place your container home here, and my containers include a water filtration system where you can feed your hose into a lake or river and filter fresh drinking water into your unit. That's very, very important. And when you do that, you can actually get all the fresh drinking water you need, and you have the sunlight coming to your container. Now you have all the natural resources you need to survive with our container homes. Now let's look at another one. This one says it was waterfront, so let's see what they got. Great opportunity to own your own acreage by Ammon G. Carter Lake. So it's by it. I don't know if it's on the lake. And another way we can actually really be more accurate on waterfront is just type waterfront on the keywords on your search. And on waterfront means the water is like right up to your property. Okay, so this place is called Rita Ranch. Going fast, get yours now. Just beautiful living. Welcome to Rita Ranch. Hidden treasure. Do they have waterfront? There's water views. Man, that's not cool. There's no waterfront on this one. And I just typed that in. Here's this one right here. So 125,000. You got 1.32 acres. And heavy treed, others cleared mode. Approximately 1.3 acres with nice views of Cedar Creek Lake. Great property to build one or more homes. That's nice. You can put a couple homes on there outside the city limits. Seller, lake views. So yeah, but again, if you have a property right at the lake, yeah, it looks like it's symboled right there. You're really close to the water right there, and you can place your hose or into there and filter fresh drinking water into your unit with our water filtration system. And that's the thing is, guys, I build these for those who need to survive in a disaster. So for half my customers that are watching this that are preppers for survival, you need to find properties like this that have waterfront property, so you can actually be able to have a place with all the natural resources you need to survive. Okay, so I hope this helps you out, but play with these keywords. Keep the budget low when you're narrowing your search on Zillow. And even for investors, make sure you just look for fixer-uppers. Even though it's a hard market now, I understand it's hard to find a property that is a fixer-upper lately. And I do have a cool video that I can make on showing how you can further find real estate deals to do that. But I hope this helps you guys out. I know this has been a big concern. A lot of people are trying to find properties, and I hope this can benefit you. If you have any questions, please let me know, or subscribe and share this with a friend that may need this. And thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.